Hello and welcome to this week's Yarn Chat. My name is Nicole and I'm the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And today's featured make is the Garden Party Shawl. So you can kind of see it. This is a pattern by TL Yarn Crafts and I really like it. It's got a lot of the granny stitch but also some other little details. She has two versions of this pattern. I think this is the original one and then there's another version with like a picot edging. I really liked the ribbed version, so that is the one I got. The solid pink is Malabrigo and the speckled is Stitch Together Studio, I believe. I really like it. It is a big shawl. If I were to make it again, most of the shawls that I wear like a triangle scarf. And I can do that with this. I will show you. But it's just very, very long. I'm about 5'5", 5'6". So I'm not that tall. And it looks good, but like it's very long. So yes, if I were to make it again, I might make it a smidge shorter. And I think I did take out a couple rows when I made this the first time, but big fan, really like it, and it's just a fun pink. So let's get into it. It's been a couple weeks since I have seen you. I have gone on a beach trip. I have started a lot of projects. I finished one, and then I have yarn for one more pattern that I'm going to write. This is also the first time I'm recording during nap time instead of on the weekend when my husband has Melody. So if you hear some beeping from the baby monitor and an abrupt change, then that's just how we're gonna roll today. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my one finished object, and that is this corner to corner blanket. I think I was pretty close last time. Simple. I think there are 4 colors. Each stripe is 3 rows. And I just did a 3 round single crochet border, but I really like it. This is a gift for a friend of ours, and my husband picked the style of blanket and he said diagonal stripes, so corner to corner seemed like it would be the right fit. This is all loops and threads yarn from Michaels. So yeah, well, I say that the red is Lion Brand Pound of Love. So very happy with that. I actually don't have a big, well, that's not true. I do have a baby blanket. I was about to say I don't have a baby blanket going right now, but I do, but you will be seeing it for the foreseeable future. In fact, I'll go ahead and show that to you next. So the next, and that's my only finished object, is the corner to corner blanket, which I think came out really cute. The next blanket that I have started is, I have finally started Melody's temperature blanket. So I will show you my progress on that. I do not have a pattern for this. It is just a linen stitch blanket, doing 1 row per day. And this little stitch marker is to denote the beginning of January. So she was born on December 11th, so from here to here is the end of December, and then the rest is January. So a couple of things that I have changed from, or I'm doing differently in this blanket than I did with my ginormous temperature blanket that is downstairs. 1, I'm using a smaller stitch. I'm using the linen stitch. 2, I'm using a smaller yarn. I'm using Sheepjess stone washed, and I really like it. It's called a sport weight. It's called a sport weight. I would say it leans a little heavier on the sport weight side of things, a little closer to a DK, but it's a 78% cotton, 22% acrylic blend. I'm using a size, I think I'm using a G hook. Unless of course I can't find my hook. Nope, there it is. Yep, I'm using a size G6 or a 4.25 millimeter hook. But I'm really liking the way this is working out. I'm using historical data to look up all of these from Weather Underground, and what I'm doing, one of the other things I'm doing differently is that I think my first temperature blanket had 15 colors. I had a lot. This one has 9, so I think this one will be a lot easier to manage the ends on. I'm also not doing tassels like I did for mine. I'm just kind of weaving in the ends as I go, but really liking the way this is working out. And it's all like purples, blues, or like a tealy blue, greens, pink, and then whites, I think are the colors. And as the temperatures get hotter, it's these colors, but a darker version of them. So the ends will be paler, the middle will be more vibrant. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It's going to be about a throw size blanket, and it's been fun to work up. When I first bought all the yarn, I just bought one color of each, and they're 50-gram ball, so I knew that I would have to be reordering some, and I actually had to stop because I needed to get some more of the purple, or the lavender, the light purple. So I have some more of that, so be able to keep rocking and rolling on this, and I'm a big fan. I like it. Melody likes it as well. She inspected my work the other day as I was crocheting with her in my lap. The other blanket that I don't think I've shown you in a little while, but I've gotten a lot of work done on, is my Steep Club blanket. So that is the one where I'm using the colorways from Terrapin Fiberworks' Steep Club, which is a coffee and yarn year-long subscription. So I might have had these 4 together, but I definitely hadn't crocheted up all of the squares. So I got caught up, and I've got, I think, a couple more of the May colorway, which, how pretty is the May colorway? I think it's called Moonflower. And it's just got these pretty speckles in it. Love it. So, yeah, this is the only one I'm not caught up on. I've crocheted all of the other colors. So each skein, I'm getting the Chesapeake DK on, it's like an organic cotton, and each skein I can get 5 squares out of. So by the end of the year, I'll have 60 squares, but I'm just joining in 1 every month, and then I'll do the rest of these as after I finish it, and lay them all out for a random scattered pattern. But this pattern for the block is called the Willow, no, it's not called the Willow, Happily Ever After block from, Afghan block from Crochet 63, Crochet 365 Knit 2, which is in my project page on Ravelry. And then after I finish each square, I am just doing a mattress stitch seam using a size G hook. I think that's all I have to say about this, but I really like it. It's so pretty, and it feels very, it almost feels like dainty coasters. I don't know, I'm a big fan of this. And this is the rest of May's colorway. In fact, yeah, it's attached to this square that's almost finished, but here you can kind of see it in the hank. Very, very pretty, like flecks of marigold yellow, purpley blue, green. It's lovely. I really like it. And then the one for June is not quite a tonal blue, because it does have a lot of variation, but not as speckly as this one. So I'm excited to add that one in too. That'll be fun. So those are the blanket projects. I also have 2 garment projects that I'm working on. So this is the one I started I started on the beach trip. I actually started this in the car, like in the Uber on the way to the airport. and this is the Captiva Crop, and I have done a lot of work on this. So this is the Captiva Crop. It is a circular yoke top down top, and I am really liking it. This is also Terrapin Fiberworks yarn. This is her Hate Street colorway, which is appropriate for Pride, and it's coming along beautifully. I love it. I'm gonna wear it a lot. I have one sleeve done. This sleeve is done. The lovely short sleeve top, and then I'm working on the other sleeve, and then I'll just make the body as long as I can. I am, well, one of the reasons I like making my own clothes is I like making clothes that fit. And I have a larger bust. A lot of times I wear extra large clothing, or like a size 5, and as patterns are written, and a lot of times I'll test a size 5, but my bust measurements can either put me at like the lower end of a 2X or a size 6. And this pattern, with the amount of positive ease that it was calling for, I was like, just go ahead and make the size 6. Go ahead and make the 2X, because you don't want it to be snug. Like, you want it to have room. And what I probably should have done is done the yoke, like the number of stitches for a size 5, and then just made a deeper yoke. I think that that would have fit better, because I'm having a lot of extra room in the body that I don't need. However, the shoulders and the sleeves fit really well. So I don't know. I'm hoping that as I continue to go down the body, that it'll kind of even out a little bit of the places where I feel like I have too much room. And this has no deadline. This is a personal project. I could go ahead and do it again if I feel like I don't have the fit I want, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping that it changes a little bit. I'm also using 100% cotton and not a wool, so I know that it's not really going to grow widthwise. It might grow a little lengthwise just from the weight of it, and if it does that, that's fine, and that will help it fit better. So, and it's also like, it's a very drapey finger and weight top, so it's not like it's necessarily going to look like a tent on me as if it were like a thicker fabric or a denser fabric. But we'll see. We'll see if I should have done the sizing a little bit differently. However, I love the way the yarn is working up. It's beautiful. I love the pattern. The neckline is just very flattering. I love the way it is working up. I just think I maybe could have gone down one size, but we'll see. We'll see how it ends up. But I actually had to put this aside because I am testing a pattern, which this is my second garment pattern test of this year, which seems a little wild because I, usually would have tested a lot more, but yeah, but I've been a little bit pickier this year just because I know that I don't have the time that I used to. So the pattern that I'm testing, well, that and I have a lot of tops I just want to make. So pattern I'm testing is the Odette Tank. I think it's just called Odette Tank. Nope, Odette Cami by I Love Tender Rocks. And I'm excited because I've never gotten to test for Courtney before, and I bought a couple for patterns, but I've never made one. And she is a size inclusive pattern writer, and she has very interesting ways of constructing tops, and she does a wide variety of types of patterns. So I'm excited to test for her. I am making a size 6 or a 2X in her pattern, and I think it will be very flattering. It's kind of like a sweetheart neckline tank, and this is the first strap. Just throw that over my shoulder, so I'll make the other strap, and then I'll join in around and do the rest. But I think it's going to be very flattering. I like the width of the straps, and I'm making mine out of a new to me yarn, Anne by Circulo. It is a fingering weight mercerized cotton, Brazilian virgin cotton to be specific, and it just has a number for the color. So color 1289, but it's really pretty, kind of vibrant yellow. I looked at a lot of yarns before I started this top, and I was like, I don't want to use a variegated because I want this to be something I can wear with a lot of different things. I don't want to use wool. I want to use a cotton because I want it to be something that is, I don't know, kind of low fuss for care wise, and I thought that the cotton would give it a nice structure and we could use any fiber that we wanted. And so I looked at a lot of different yarns. I looked at some hand dyed options, but knowing that I didn't want it to have a lot of variation, I landed with a more budget friendly option. So I'm really liking the way that it's working up. I love the color, and this is probably the smallest hook size that I've ever used for a garment, because I'm using a 2.25 millimeter, and I've never used that for a garment. I've only ever used that to like make earrings. So it is, and that's good for this because, especially since it is a cotton, and it's not going to bloom per se, it's going to give it a lot of, like, it's a very dense fabric. You're not going to be able to see through it. So it's working up well. It's just, I am having to get my hands used to a small hook. But that is the last thing I'm working on, and I'm really excited about it. And hopefully I'll be wearing it soon. So the next thing that I have is my only other yarn acquisition besides the yellow, the Circulo for the top. And that is this beautiful color from, I think it's Lance de Noord, made in Italy, and it is their Baby Soft. Let's see if I can hold it up. It's pretty teal color. It's 50% cotton, 50% soybean fiber, and it's very, very soft. And I'm hoping to do a mini scarf version of the honeymoon wrap in this color. I think that'll be really pretty. I looked at a lot of them, and this is just the one that I thought would have the nicest pop. So hopefully soon I'll be able to work on that. Maybe after this pattern test, I'll be able to do a little bit of writing. And with that, friends, I think that wraps up this episode of Yarn Chats. I hope that you've had a wonderful start to your summer, whatever that entails for you, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And I know that for us, like, we are doing some traveling, we are having some friends over. We actually had some friends over yesterday for Father's Day, which was a lot of fun. And it showed us how not baby proof our apartment is for any child who is mobile and curious. So that was a good wake up call. And I'm gonna wrap it up with what I can't let go of. And I can't let go of Ben Platt's new CD, Honey Mind. It is so good. Like, my sister is a big Ben Platt fan, and she was like, listen to it on the plane on the way to Florida, because I know you're not gonna have much time until then. And it's just so good. Like, I have had it on repeat for a while, and she told me, what's the name of the song? Before I Knew You, I think that's the name of it. She's like, that one is gonna get you right in the feels, and it sure did. But there are a couple that are a little bit more upbeat, and it's a whole CD that every day it feels like I'm humming a different song from the album. So that is what I can't let go of. I hope that you are having a wonderful week, and if you have CD recommendations or album recommendations for me, or just music that you think that you like to create to, let me know down below. I'm always looking for new music. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.